Okay, come to a comfortable cross-leg position. Relax the thighs down as you lift the trunk up. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, stretch up, and know that the back chest also lifts. Lower the arms down, change the interlace, push the palms away, stretch up again. Lift. Now once you've got that lift, don't lose the lift as you bring the arms down and bring the hands to Namaskarasan. Keep the diaphragm soft. Observe the breath through the left and the right nostril. Observe the pressure of the palms, left to right, right to left. Lengthen the forearms, the lower arms, from the wrist back to the elbow, so it starts to feel like you're trying to roll the biceps from inside to out. Keep the diaphragm quiet, lower ribs quiet, and observe your sitting position, and try and sit still now. Keep the eyes closed. Did you think that the internet had crashed? Keep the eyes closed and just observe the breath. I do that when I'm teaching on Zoom. I pretend I've disappeared. I'm still there. Release the head down. Relax the eyes. Release through the neck. Lengthen and release any tension around the base of the skull. Open the eyes, release the hands, and raise the head up. I can't say it better than the birds. Okay, change across of your legs. Sit tall, just a simple, so we're going to twist, but we've got to go up and we're not going to go very far. So a very simple twist to your right. Make sure that it feels like you're going up through the body. Come back to center. Gentle, simple twist to the left. Right hand comes across the body, left hand goes behind. And again, it should feel as if you're going up. And then come back to center. Adho Mukha Virasana. So that's the big toes together, knees apart. Stretch those feet back. Buttocks go back. Lengthen the arms forward, spread out through the hands and rest the head down. Release the head down. If your head doesn't reach the floor and you have something handy that you can rest your head upon, put it on it. If it's uncomfortable on your knees to kneel like this, you can lie on your back and cuddle your knees in. And just lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, widen the shoulders. That's the St. Ives branch line. Now come up, hands and knees, tuck the toes under and just lift the hips up high. And think of the sacrum, that's this bit of base of spine, that really rather large bone at the bottom of your spine. Think of it like an arrow and take the arrow up and up and take the arrow away from the hands as much as you can. Take the top of the thighs back, the very top of the thighs. And widen the thighs. Really feel like you're widening the thighs. And then allow the heels to release down towards the floor. So we're not forcing them from the feet. We're releasing them from the pelvis down. Flowing down like water. Look forwards, bring the shoulders forwards, step forwards for your uttanasan. So half uttanasan, please. Come onto the fingertips. And again, keep the length. Now if this is too much and you need to bend your legs, please bend your legs. Feel that the inner and outer ankle on both legs are lifting. Arches lifting. Toes are spread and long. Don't allow the toes to grip the floor. Look at the knees, make sure the knees are coming forwards, they're not going off to the sides. Abdomen is soft, diaphragm is soft. Look forwards, hands to waist. Press down into the feet, take the buttocks down to bring the body up. Sort your hair out and stand. Okay, we're going to go wide leg. So step the legs wide and then stretch the arms out. Now feel that the feet are pressing down evenly, the left and the right foot is pressing down evenly into the floor. And then take the hands out and do exactly the same. So we're making ourselves now as wide as possible. Now notice if you're pushing the diaphragm forwards. So turn the palms up, get the little fingers higher than the thumb side. And once you've got that, as you do that, you'll notice this band will want to draw forwards more. So then soften, and as you tip the thumbs up, just soften the shoulder blades a little. And then bring the arms over the head, interlace the fingers, and stretch that little finger side up if the palms are facing up. So if your palms are facing up, little finger side, stretch it a little bit more to pull that back chest up. Tighten the thighs, press them back, and then slide the buttocks down. So you feel like the buttock crease is digging into the back of the body, taking the tailbone down. So you're feeling a nice length through the back of the body as well as the front of the body. Make sure it's not causing any discomfort. If you need to adjust, please adjust. Turn the palms down, change the interlace. Again, lead up with that little finger side. Pull the back ribs up like you're trying to lift out of the kidney area. Keep that lift and then take the arms down. Stretch out through the arms. Open up the chest. Now bring the hands to the waist. Inhale, look up. Prasarita Padottanasana, just halfway. Exhale, fold forwards. As you fold forwards, make sure the buttock flesh is moving down into the feet. Spread out the hands, open the palms, arches lifted. And allow the spine to lengthen. So the back chest moves in, but also the tailbone's pulling away from the back chest. Have a look at the feet. Check that both feet feel like the soles of the feet are spreading, like spreading out really well. Don't let the feet feel mean. That's what Judy, my teacher, she says, don't be mean in the soles of the feet. And I never understood that till I noticed that this foot I was being very mean with, so I'm giving it more energy now. And then tailbone, so you take the tailbone down, that arrow's going to point to the floor, hands to waist, arrow to the floor, stand back up. Let's stretch the arms out again. Widen the ribs. Hands to waist, keeping those ribs nice and wide. Look up, fold forwards, halfway down again. Be on the fingertips this time. Lengthen the tailbone away. Move the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And now observe without looking with your eyes. So you're going to feel your feet. Check, big toes down. Second toe, what I call the index toe, is that down? Middle toe, ring toe, baby toe, little pinky. Make sure they're all down. Oh, I've checked. You can check too. I can't see you. Okay, so now armpits away. So the armpits are moving away from the leg pits, if that makes sense. So the armpits of the leg joint. Leg joint. Breathe. Move the sacrum down. Hands to waist, inhale, stand up. Now we're going to go all the way down with the head. If you need to release your legs, just step the legs together and just let yourself take a break. If you're feeling it's too tight on the inner groins, just do the stance a little bit narrower. Now before we go down, I've got a very long body compared to the length of my legs. I'm kind of 50-50, which makes it very easy for my head to go down. Okay, some of your heads won't reach the floor. If you've got something to rest your head on, you can use that. Okay? Take the legs wide. I'm going to step with my right leg and then my left leg. Have the feet connected and then connect the thighs back. So the thighs are going to be pressing towards the thigh bones and spreading, like we're widening the thighs. Hips level, inhale, lift up, look up, get the buttock flesh to slide down, and then exhale, fold forwards, keeping the length of the spine, fingertips to the floor. Now, crown of the head, pull it away from the tailbone. Make the tailbone arrow, that point at the tailbone, point that away. And now exhale, go down, take the head down, walking the hands back, elbows in. Keep the hips where they are. Don't let the weight come onto the toes. Breathe. Release through the backs of the legs. Abdomen soft. Back of the neck long. Inhale, look forwards. Walk the hands forwards. Press down into the feet. Make sure that the connection is right down and even into the soles of the feet. Hands to waist and stand up. Bring the legs together. Stand tall. Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog head down. So I'm going to turn around, dog head down to here. Now if you step your feet as wide as your mat and take your hands as wide as your mat, feel whether that's easier to get a little bit more oomph. Take the sacrum away from the crown of the head and allow the crown of the head to move down towards the floor without losing the sense of upwardness. So there's a sense of lift from the wrists, through the arms, up through the armpits, sides of the ribs, sides of the waist, right up into the groins there, right up. And so it should also feel quite light on the back of the hands. And if you don't understand what I mean, if you take the weight into, just gently, please, if you've got wrist problems, do not do this. But if your hands are okay and you want to feel the difference, if your elbows and shoulders are fine, you want to feel the difference, let the weight come out of the hands, out of the fingers and into the wrists, and everything descends. So press the fingers down, press the outer sides of the hands down, outer sides of the palms down. And then make the energy go right up into the hips so that the desire is to just release the heels down from the legs. And there's a softness to the fronts of the ankles. Keeping the feet that wide, you can walk your hands back into uttanasan. So let's do half uttanasan again, fingertips to the floor or resting on something. So if you need a prop, please take a prop. I'm actually on wonky ground here, so I'm going to just walk about a bit. There we go. So my feet are a little bit more level. In fact, I'm going to turn around. That's better. Half uttanasan. Spine long. Body long. Breathe. Fingers forwards, armpits away from the legs, legs back. Half uttanasan is where you're half folded. Legs are straight if possible, otherwise bend the knees if required. And then once you're there, you've got your half uttanasan and you're feeling comfortable. Found level ground. Then exhale, fold down. Now go to where you feel you're not compromising your pose. So your capacity, and your capacity is to your capability. Don't go past that. You can then rest the palms up, release the head down. Then when you're ready, walk your hands forwards, hands as wide as your mat, step your feet back a little bit further than you normally would. So you're very wide in your base for your dog head down, especially if you have a habit of doing, if you've got a narrow dog head down, it will feel different. And take the sacrum up without losing any lift. Take it back. So don't push down into the shoulders. Get the armpits to feel like they're supporting you as well. Thighs back, very top of the thighs back. And hold. So at some point we have to let go of trying. And I think in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika it mentions that we make a pose and then we learn to sit still within that pose. So let's just hold this for a little while longer unless you need to rest. Find out where your brain goes. So if it goes to your elbows, see if you can press into the fingers to take the awareness out of the elbows. If it goes to your shoulders, maybe you need to roll the shoulders away from the ears. If the neck feels tight, release the neck. Do the legs still feel firm? Do you need to come out? All these questions. Can you stay a little while longer? Don't force anything. Are the toes long? Or are they gripping? Are the arches drawn up towards the tops of the feet, or are you just pushing the inner ankles towards the outer ankles? Look forwards, bend the knees, bring the big toes together, come back down to rest in Adho Mukha Virasana, the forward folded hero pose. If that's too much, so Janet, if you're watching this, then you need to lie on your back and cuddle the knees in close again. You know that. Enjoy the release. Place the hands down. Lift the chest. Okay. We're going to take the legs wide. Put your hands behind you so you don't take them too wide that you feel uncomfortable. Take them so if it's too much on the inner knees, just narrow the legs a little. Thighs down, broad. Tops of the thighs should be softer. Yeah, gripping through the body. So gripping through the body. Hips in, so it feels like they're gripping in, but not so much that you hold the abdomen tight. Abdomen soft, the breath is there, it's smooth, diaphragm is soft. Okay, so you have to think there is a holding, but there shouldn't be a tension that is too much. So no grimacing. Spread out through the toes, make the toes long. Let yourself come back so that there's a softness through the chest, although the chest is lifted and the back chest is lifted. And then release. Right, so you now get Viparita Karani or Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Viparita Karani is legs up the wall. I have this handy boat. That's what it is. It's a boat. So that's Viparita Karani. So if you're looking after your back, you might want to actually just rest like this with your hands on your tummy. Okay? And then you can take one leg up like this and then release. And you can take the other leg up and you can release. Yeah? And that's, you just, or maybe even to here. And that's a very nice thing to do. Okay? Otherwise you can have your legs up the wall and just notice again how the breath can still come down into the abdomen. If you're doing Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, which is legs up to 90 degrees, and then we lower them down, if you're doing that, you have to make sure your back is comfortable, your back is okay and it can cope with the action, and you also need to make sure that you're not holding too tight and the breath is open and wide. Okay? So I'll hotch myself back on my mat. I'm going to hold the mat. So take a nice tight hold. Roll those shoulders under without bending those elbows. So you're making your spine long. You're giving it some traction. Bend the knees over the chest. Big toes together. Little toes as far away from each other as possible. And stretch those legs up. And just glance at them. Make sure the knees are facing forwards. You might find having the feet just apart a little bit might be more comfortable for you. So you're experimenting, you're feeling your way. If that's too much, just bend the knees over the chest, place the feet down again. Now if that was too much, but you don't want to lie with your legs against the wall, one leg down, one leg up, stretch it up. Make sure the collarbones stay broad. Place the foot down, second side. Bend the leg over your chest, open out through the sole of the foot, and then let the leg open up and extend up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're doing this outside. And then release. Okay? Now from here, the next thing that I want you to do is bend the legs up and take the legs up. Hold. And then release. Place the feet down. Okay? From there, the next thing that I want you to do is to take the arms over the head. Stretch them over the head. Bend the legs. And bring them straight up to begin with. Now I want you now to just lift the feet just a little bit more towards you, but lengthen through the lower back. And then release and lower the legs down and lower the arms down. Okay? So have another go at that whilst I just check. Yeah, no, it's okay. I thought the camera might be slipping a little. So one more time. So think about now, I'm going to roll onto my side, that your legs start from your back chest. They slide all the way through your buttocks and up into the heels. Make sense? So in Light on Yoga, BKS Iyengar says you can hold a heavy piece of furniture. I'm going to hold some heavy seaweed. Bend the legs long through the back. Take the legs up and hold. You can hold on to the sides of your mat if you wish. And then release. So we've actually brought the legs past the 90 degrees towards our head. You can put a foam pad or make fists and place them underneath your bottom. And that should help you bring the legs just that little bit more away. And allow yourself just to be there if it's comfortable. Please don't do this if it's uncomfortable. So you're your own guide. And it was whilst I was doing this that it suddenly dawned on me how the length required here and this nice feel through the buttock area here is what helps with the next pose, which is Navasana. Okay, so just pop your legs down and have a look this way. So I was doing this pose and I was thinking about Navasana, which is the boat pose, and I was holding this like this. And it's like, wow, if I could only keep that sensation as I go up, maybe my boat pose would be better. Now, I'm not saying for you to do this. This is demonstration, illustrative purposes only, okay? So here, I kept my legs like that. I rolled myself up, really trying to maintain that sense of buttock flesh going into the heels. And my boat pose felt very, very, very different. And I felt more like Maxine. And then release. Maxine has the most beautiful boat pose. So if you know boat pose, that's what you're doing. That's the shape. So you just sit. And I don't know, this boat might get in the way. So if you can't do boat pose, hold on. If you can do boat pose, you sit in a good dandasana, you swing those legs up. I'm using my hands just for a little bit of support, and then stretch your arms out. Okay? If you can't do boat pose, if it's a new pose to you, you can use a wall, and you can place one foot on the wall. Yeah? Allow yourself to grow tall from the crown of the head. You can use your hands here. You can stretch one hand towards, both hands towards one foot. Take a rest. Second side, both hands towards one foot. And if you look, I'm pointing my toes because it makes you more aware of what's going on through the leg. Okay, so that's with the toes pointed. And then if you're comfortable, you can take both feet to the wall. My toes are pointed, my thighs are rolling in, and then you've got the boat pose. I know my toes are pointed, and then release. Okay? You can take the heels onto the wall. That will give you a different sensation through the legs. Because actually we want the toes to be long and we want the back of the body to be there working too. Shoulders down, arms long, and then release. Okay, if you want one more go for it. And then when you're ready, you can come out. Once you've done that, you're going to be lying on a flat floor, I hope, not on a sandy beach, or you could be on a sandy beach. Pull and lengthen the spine away. Just very gently lower yourself down towards the floor. Make sure everything is comfortable. Find your sweet spot. Rest your hands on your belly. Take some breaths. Cuddle one knee in towards your chest just to lengthen out those QLs, that quadratus lumborum. It's a long muscle that's on the back of your body, between the back of the ribs and the pelvis. And then change. And then release. Okay, now Baddha Konasana. So from here, just allow the soles of the feet to come together. Relax across the abdomen. Shoulder blades deep into the back. If this is not comfortable on your lower back, then you can just bring the knees together and take the feet wide apart. So one way will feel comfortable. Diaphragm soft. Chest broad and wide. And then release the hands, place them underneath the thighs, roll those feet in. Roll those feet in and bring the knees together. And then roll over. As you go to roll over, roll to the opposite side to which you normally go. So I would go left normally. So I'm going to roll to my right. And just come back to a nice wide base dog head down. Feel that you're lengthening through the sides of the waist. Both sides of the spine. Thighs working back. Armpits long. Arms firm. Weight through the fingers. The mounds of the palms, so the bases of the fingers and where the fingers meet the palms. Lifting the back edge of the wrist up. Heels floating down towards the floor. Look forwards. Come down onto the knees, big toes together. Lengthen yourself back, Adho Mukha Virasana. Have yourself comfortable. Come up. Simple cross legs. Gentle twist. Turn to the right. Just a very gentle one. Go up. And release. To the left, very gentle, lifting up and out. We're not cranking ourselves around. Just a small rotation, just so we start to become aware of the sides of the waist and that they both feel long and even. And then release. Bring the hands back to Namaskarasana. Close the eyes. Take some breaths. Release the hands down. Allow yourself to go into your Shavasana, so be in the center of your mat. Lengthen the spine as you lie all the way down. With the legs bent, check that the lower back feels comfortable. And then if it's comfortable to do so, just stretch through the heels to lengthen those legs away. And let those feet just be a little bit wider than they normally are. Let your legs go a little bit wider to release across the lower abdomen. Adjust if it's uncomfortable. If you need to have the legs bent up, let the legs be bent up. Again, it depends on the floor that you're on. It depends on time of the month, all those things. Whether you went out into the garden, did lots of lifting yesterday, lots of different things. Allow the breath to settle. Equal inhalation, equal exhalation. Lengthening the exhalation to lengthen the inhalation. Release the body towards the floor. The tissues on the face, the sides of the shoulders, through the arms, sides of the waist, buttocks, thighs and hamstrings, backs of the knees and the kneecaps, shins and calves, ankles and heels, from the ankles over the tops of the feet to the toes, from the heels through the sole of the feet to the base of the toes. Bring your awareness into the toe pads. Observe the energy there. Release completely. And take your Shavasana for as long as you require. Observing the settling, the releasing, the letting go of any tension, unnecessary holding patterns, unnecessary thoughts, breath, body, spirit. As you release completely, thank you for joining me on another session in this beautiful place we call Earth. Thank you.